You're watching ABC 7 News at 5 on your side.
New at 5, an off-duty federal officer pulled out his gun at a dog park and killed a family pet. Well, tonight the dog's owner is demanding an investigation. Stephen Cheetah is live in Anne Arundel County with more on what happened out there. Stephen?
Sine, an off-duty police officer, civilian police officer from Fort Myer, and his wife brought their German Shepherd to this dog park Monday night. When the German Shepherd got into a fight with a husky, the officer says he had no choice but to shoot and kill the husky. The off-duty police officer opened fire here in Quail Run Dog Park. He shot and killed Bear, a 4-year-old husky described as lovable and gentle.
He was the best dog. He was amazing, and I don't think he's replaceable. I think he was a very special animal. He was very special. He had so much personality, a lot of energy, and a lot of life.
The man told investigators he feared Bear would turn on his wife and him, and that is why he fired. But Rachel Retaliata's brother says before he could pull Bear away from the officer's German Shepherd, the man took aim.
He pulled out something from his side pocket, unpopped it, and took 2 steps back and fired. I asked, was that a taser gun? Because that's what I thought it was. He said, no, it's a 9mm.
Bear's owners are heartbroken and outraged about a shooting in a dog park and the initial response from Anne Arundel County Police.
We were told that the investigation was closed and that there was nothing more to do with the situation.
But today, after a considerable amount of public outcry, the police chief and county executive announced an investigation has resumed.
There's certain specific information which was not known initially that is now known. I think there will be grounds for bringing charges.
I want him to pay the consequences, and I want him to feel our pain. I want him to know what he put us through.
Now, the identity of the officer under investigation has not yet been released. Now, we do understand he still is on the job at Fort Myer. As to the evidence which relaunched this investigation, it may well pertain to the lack of injuries on the officer's German Shepherd, the type of wounds which would have indicated the dog was under an intense, vicious attack. Reporting live, Stephen Cheetah, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Steve. There's been an arrest made in the vandalism of an Olney synagogue. 23-year-old Ian Jacob Barron was arrested this morning and charged with 5 crimes, including malicious destruction of property. Last month, anti-Semitic graffiti was found spray-painted across the building and the parking lot. Barron tells officers, they say, that he identifies himself as a neo-Nazi and that he is active in the movement, according to an affidavit. Prince George's County Police are investigating a body found near the Patuxent River in Laurel. News Chopper 7 was over the scene near the intersection of Fort Meade Road and Laurel Bowie Road. Police say someone called 911 this morning at around 10 to report they had found a man lying near the river. Police are still investigating.
And new tonight, Gordon, police are trying to reconstruct what happened the night a suspected drunk driver slammed into a car that was full of nuns. This happened in Prince William County. Fairfax County Bureau Chief Gail Pennybacher is live at Inova Fairfax Hospital with some video you'll only see right here on 7. Gail?
Sine, they're waiting, they're praying, they're hoping for the best here for Sister Charlotte and Sister Connie Ruth, who have been here at Inova Fairfax Hospital in the trauma unit since Sunday morning when they were hit by an alleged drunk driver. In the meantime, we had the only cameras there when investigators were back at the scene today.
Along Bristow Road today, Prince William County Police pieced together the precise elements of a drunk driving disaster. Accident investigators are mapping out Sunday morning's head-on crash that killed Sister Denise Mosier and seriously injured Sisters Connie Ruth Lupton and Charlotte Lang. Around-the-clock prayer vigil continues at the hospital for those nuns who fight for their lives in the intensive care unit.
And we're really worried about the 2 who are still critical. We have like a group of sisters going every 4 hours to the hospital to be with our 2 that are there.
The Benedictine Sisters website posts updates on the nuns that were hurt and on funeral arrangements for Sister Denise, now set for Friday morning. Forgiveness is the theme here for 23-year-old Carlos Montano, the convicted drunk driver who may face murder charges in this case. His family has gone to the convent to say they're sorry for a young man, a father of 2, who they say has struggled for years with a drinking problem.
There's no excuse, no way to cover it up, but I just don't want my kid's father taken away.
But build their case here against a man who was set to be deported, didn't have a driver's license, and was reportedly drunk at the time of the crash. Those in the community say this tragedy was no accident.
I think it's really horrible that that had to happen.
could have been avoided.
Now, here at the hospital, the sisters are not accepting visitors. They're not accepting flowers. They're not able to take anything. But the sisters at the convent say that they're looking for prayers and for some signs of hope from the community. They also say that there is a wake tomorrow at their convent. There's also a funeral on Friday. The space is limited, they say, but they just hope people are thinking of Sister Denise, Sister Charlotte, and Sister Connie Ruth. Reporting live at Inova Fairfax Hospital, Gail Pennybacher, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Gail. Taking a look at news around the region in Virginia, the town of Reston is preparing for a population boom. Analysts at George Mason University say the number of homes in Reston will more than triple by the year 2050. Employment is expected to double in the next 40 years. The biggest reason for the growth is Reston's location, of course, between Dulles and D.C. Another factor, Metro's Silver Line, is scheduled to reach Reston in 2013. Officials in Maryland are investigating an unusual reptile found in a river south of Baltimore. A teenager caught a nearly 3-foot caiman like this one yesterday afternoon in the Patapsco River near Glen Burnie. Caimans are native to Central and South America. It is against the law to own one in Maryland. Animal control officials are conducting area zoos or contacting them in hopes of finding a home for this reptile.
Survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence testified on Capitol Hill today. They're asking members of Congress to reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act. That act provides funding for programs that help women who are victims of violent crimes. Actress Gabrielle Union was raped at gunpoint as a teen and credits a rape crisis program for helping her overcome what happened.
We immediately went to the Rape Crisis Center where they took my rape kit, and I was able to start the path from rape victim to rape survivor.
And advocates also stress the importance of funding for domestic violence programs. A new national study reports that nearly 1 in 3 teenagers has been abused by a significant other.
Breaking news tonight out of California. A federal judge throws out California's ban on same-sex marriage. The long-awaited opinion was issued just minutes ago in San Francisco. The ruling comes nearly 2 years after California voters approved the controversial measure banning gay marriage. An appeal's already in the works. We'll have much more on the legal battle coming up at 6. From 7 on your side, a supermodel's comments about breastfeeding have irritated a lot of women.
That's right. In a recent interview, Gisele Bündchen may have suggested that new moms be required to breastfeed. Maureen Bunyan joins us now with the latest. Maureen?
Sine Bündchen is a new mom herself, having given birth to her son in December. She's known, of course, for her Victoria's Secret ads and her famous marriage to Patriots football star Tom Brady. But her latest comments about breastfeeding in a British fashion magazine are very controversial. Mary Jacobs knows that breastfeeding has its challenges. That's why she comes to the Breastfeeding Center for Greater Washington for guidance with 2-week-old Alice.
There are lots of reasons why a mom wouldn't choose to breastfeed, and that shouldn't make her a criminal or in trouble with the law.
So she disagrees with supermodel Gisele Bündchen's latest remarks on breastfeeding.
I think it's kind of crazy to think that you could mandate that for all moms.
In an interview with a British edition of Harper's Bazaar, the new mom said this about women who don't breastfeed. Are you going to give chemical food to your child when they are so little? I think that there should be a worldwide law, in my opinion, that mothers should breastfeed their babies for 6 months. Many moms would agree on the widely known benefits of breastfeeding, from fewer ear infections to higher IQ scores.
What I do know is that our bodies are made to do it. So if our bodies are made to do it, then I think it should be something that we strive for.
But other moms would disagree with Bündchen, and so would some experts.
It's absolutely ridiculous to say there should be a law to require that. When it comes to a baby and a mom, it's not one size fits all. Every child's different, every mom is different.
Mom Colleen Greiger says she understands what Gisele means, but a breastfeeding law is not what new moms need.
I think she has good intentions. A concerted effort to educate, to support new moms would do the trick. I think a law would be a bit heavy-handed.
And late today, Bündchen explained herself on her blog, saying her intentions had nothing to do with a law, but stem from her passion for children. She recognizes mothers have different experiences and that she shouldn't judge them. Gordon, Sine?
Maureen, thanks very much. Now look who's getting hooked on texting: senior citizens. Phone companies say most seniors still prefer email to texting, but that's starting to change. More and more seniors are jumping on the texting bandwagon. Some credit their grandchildren for getting them to make the switch.
When the kids started texting me, well, I had to answer them back.
I text everybody that's got a cell phone.
Texting is also a way to keep in touch for seniors who are hearing impaired and have difficulty making phone calls. Other seniors say they love receiving photographs so they can send them to show off to their friends.
Well, some DC students got a lesson today on how to stay alive while driving. ABC 7 has teamed up with local law enforcement to educate teens about risky behavior behind the wheel. About 100 students got to see the devastating effects that can come from distracted driving. I hosted the event at Dunbar High School along with help from Detective Carter from DC Police. If you want to learn more about our Drive to Stay Alive program, just log on to our website, WJLA.com, keywords teen driving.